So yeah, I thought I'd share with you a little story about when I crashed on the mountain. Basically, what had happened was I was going. Essentially, I was doing a two hour a day training, mainly in sort of zone 2, just trying to like burn some fat kind of thing. Not anything too strenuous, and anyway, it's fine. I ended up getting up, even though it was a bit of a grind fest, especially the last part. Then I started descending. That was fine. You know, I wasn't aiming to go fast. However, I was still seeing it as like training, so I was trying to keep my heart rate up. I wasn't worried about speed or KOMs or anything. I was just simply trying to keep my heart rate up. So I was, instead of just coasting down the hill for 15 minutes, it was basically zero heart rate kind of thing. I was trying to pedal. I was trying to keep my heart rate in like the 120s to at least do something. And then I was going down, and I guess I don't really know what happened. It was, I don't know if any of you have had an accident. It's like a bit of a blur. I think what happened was I ended up, my attention was lost. I wasn't like playing on my phone or anything daft like that, but my attention was lost. So I was either looking at the Garmin, I was looking at something maybe on the side of the road or something. And anyway, next thing I know, I'm heading for a post. I think, oh shit. So then I turn a little bit, and then I'm in a ditch. And then I just remember the bike kind of like going over me. And this all happened as well. I've checked the Strava data for the point of impact, and this all happened at 45 kilometers per hour. This all happened at. So essentially, it was a pretty fast crash. I'm obviously very, very lucky. What happened basically was I fell into the ditch, and then the bike kind of like went over me. And then I kind of skidded, because obviously I was carrying a lot of speed. I obviously really smashed this elbow. This elbow basically took all of the impact, because the rest of my body was pretty much fine. I had a small skid on my right side, like on the hip area, but it was kind of just like just a surface graze, really. And it was a little bit bruised. Literally, that was the worst of it. So I'm going to pause it right here. Yeah, so it was basically just a surface graze, and literally no other marks on my body caused me any problems. It was just that chunk out my arm. So I looked, and there wasn't like any spikes or any branches or anything that I'd knocked. There was literally just I don't know if any of you have seen Dushatep. There's like a ditch, and it's kind of like a V shape, and there's like stone concrete slabs, but they are kind of like, they have an edge. So I'm thinking maybe I like banged the edge on the way into the ditch and then skidded along. I remember being really dirty and dusty, and there being like this big cloud of dust. And then I remember my immediate thought was like, oh shit, like I hope anyone hasn't seen. I've got to get out of this ditch quick. And then I kind of stood straight up like quickly, and then I was kind of like looking around, and I was kind of like, oh, there's no one coming. And then I was like, quick, I can make it out of this ditch before anyone sees, because I feel like a right idiot. Especially on the way down, I was overtaking some people, not dangerously I might add, but I was overtaking some people, and they're probably thinking like, what a dickhead, like he's just gone down too fast. But it wasn't even the speed, it wasn't even about that. I mean, you could be going along at 5k an hour and something lose your concentration, and the next thing you've crashed into a lamppost or something, right? It was the same thing that happened to me, and I've never done it before, or at least I feel like I haven't, or at least it's never caused me an accident. So I either looked down at the Garmin at a silly time, or like I said, something caught my eye. But the whole maybe 5 seconds leading up to it and 5 seconds afterwards is kind of a blur, like my brain's blanked it out or something. Maybe I need to be like hypnotized or something, find out what happened. But anyway, so after I got up, I kind of looked down into the ditch and saw that there was almost like pool of blood. Not like a pool, you know, when you see on the movies when someone dies, but there was literally like, I could see the blood, like, and I thought, oh shit, like, where's that come from? So I looked down at my legs, and there was just a little like grease thing. I thought, oh, that's no big deal. And I kind of like moved my legs. I was like, oh yeah, I can bend my legs. I looked at my left elbow, literally there was nothing on my left elbow. And I looked at my right, and it was all covered in blood and dirt and dust. And I thought, oh shit. And then anyway, but I hadn't truly seen it because I didn't have a mirror or anything, or I didn't even think about it. So I thought, oh yeah, okay, I've grazed my elbow. And of course I had adrenaline just flowing through me. I looked down at the bike. I saw that the front fork was cracked. I thought, oh fuck. The front wheel was punctured. So I thought, yeah, that's annoying. Oh, and I guess buckled as well, no doubt. What else? Yeah, so then anyway, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make my way down. I obviously can't go on the bike, so I was like, and I was probably about 7k up the mountain. So I thought, oh Jesus, it's gonna take me like forever to walk down. I just want to get home and get this like wound cleaned and have breakfast. So anyway, I was waiting for a red taxi, and guess what? I saw none. I was like, oh shit. So then anyway, I was thinking, oh, I need to order a Grab, but I had literally like 100 baht cash on me, and it was trying to say 300 baht. Because I mean, I'd take a little bit of cash, but I wasn't like packing big cash, you know, for that kind of thing. So then anyway, I saw these two cyclists, like these two English cyclists, I think they were. They stopped and were like, "Ah, are you okay?" Blah blah blah. And then they told me, they were like, "Oh, your arm looks really bad. You need to go to hospital for that." I was just thinking on the way home, I'll nip to the pharmacy, grab some alcohol, some cotton wool, and you know, jobs are good. But I didn't realise how deep it was. So then anyway, yeah, I went down to. I ended up. They were like telling me that on Grab I could put my credit card on and whatever. So I started doing that. And then anyway, next thing, a red taxi came full of monks, and he spoke to the guy spoke to him for me and told him, you know, he was like blah blah blah. And the taxi driver was like, yeah, okay. So then he asked me where I wanted to go. I told him, and then anyway, I was on the taxi, sat on that. That took me just outside my main road, which is 2 minutes walk. My arm's actually aching holding it up because I was doing the weights yesterday. So anyway, I did that. I got home. I showed B, and she was like, "Oh, that's awful." And then we both agreed there and then I needed to go to hospital. So I even eat my? No, I didn't eat my watermelon. So I think I had a drink and I showered as well because I was dirty as anything. I tried not to shower too much into the. I did actually shower in the arm, but who knows what kind of bacteria there could have been in the water here. So I did that, and then I rode on B's bike to the hospital, which was only about 1k away. Got there, was like in A&E. The nurse looked at it and was like, oh. You know, I was thinking, oh shit, if the nurse is saying that, like, what must it be like? So then anyway, next thing I know, I've got like 10 nurses and doctors and things like that crowded around me. Yeah, so I had like 10 nurses and doctors crowded around me, and then they're all like fiddling around with it. And then anyway, they're, you know, putting a injection in me. So it's like, I don't feel the pain because obviously it was a really deep wound. And they wouldn't be able to, they had two flies bothering me. They wouldn't be able to pick. They had to obviously get in there and pick all of the shit out, essentially. There was dust, dirt, rocks, and they picked all the crap out. They didn't give me an x-ray though, because not only that, my arm was like, my arm was so swollen. I'll probably put a picture up here of how swollen my arm was. So yeah, again, if you scream, just look away. So I did that, and then anyway, they were like, well, you know, they bandaged it up, cleaned it, whatever, and they were like, you need to come in every day to have this cleaned. And I knew how serious it was, and they gave me some antibiotics. I'm really against taking shit like that, but here with the heat, you know, it's like a breeding ground for bacteria. It was literally like halfway into my arm. It's such a deep wound. I was like, well, you know, I've heard of stories of these kind of things going wrong, and people having to have the arm chopped off or the legs chopped off, you know. So that's the last thing I fucking want. you know, to be crippled almost. So anyway, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna deal with this, and yeah, I'll eat some antibiotics, whatever. So then anyway, I was literally going in every single day to have it like cleaned, redressed, examined, whatever. A couple of times I saw the doctor. Doctor wasn't still happy. It was oozing pus, so yeah, it was a bit infected. Anyway, I kept doing that, and obviously kept consistent with getting it cleaned every day. I went literally first thing in the morning every day. And then anyway, it started to get better. Things are fine now. I mean, now I'm just wearing this little plaster that you buy, or band-aid, whatever you want to call it, that you buy at the store, just the pharmacy. I'm not even bothering going down to the doctor anymore either, because I'll show you another picture of it now. This was taken exactly 2 weeks later. So yeah, I don't think you have to be too squeamish to see this, because it's very it's just like a little graze now. So then yeah, I still change the plaster every day, and just not clean it, but just kind of like rub a little bit with some saline. But yeah, everything's good now, and I've healed well. My elbow is still a little bit sore, like the bone is like a little bit tender. It probably will be for a few more weeks. But yeah, apart from that, everything's good. I haven't lost my arm, which I was seriously worried about, because these things can really escalate. You know, if you don't nip them in the bud soon. I was kind of worried as well. I might have to, like, if you couldn't deal with it here properly, I might have to like fly back to England. There's free treatment there as well, and they'll have to deal with it and things. So it was it's kind of a stressful period. I ended up spending quite a bit of money as well going to hospital. Even though hospital's really cheap here, going every single day and stuff, it all added up. It was costing me about £10 a day, which, yeah, that's not much, but you go 10, 15, 20 times, it's adds up. So anyway, it's all sorted now. The bike is not fixed. The bike is in the process of being fixed. So yeah, that's my little story of my whole bike accident and the whole healing process. The first week I could barely use my arm. We went to the market like the day after, and I couldn't even lift like with that arm. Obviously the other arm's fine, but I couldn't even lift like I think it was about a kilo. Anything over a kilo, it was like that. And then I had my arm in a sling, because they said not to move it too much because it was increasing the inflammation. So I had my arm in a sling, so I was walking around like one arm. I was brushing my teeth with my left arm, everything like that. Because I am right-handed as well, right arm. So I ended up becoming a little bit ambidextrous. But yeah, anyway, for those of you who are interested, there's my story on the accident. Maybe some of you are wondering what happened. Yeah, I didn't get mowed down by a car or anything like that. You know, I wasn't so much, well, I guess it's reckless, not losing attention for a few seconds, but I wasn't riding recklessly as in like stupidly fast or anything like that. It was just literally a split second mistake, which obviously costed big, so I won't be making that again. I'm not saying I'm not going to be going down the mountain again, but I'm certainly not going to mess around with these gears anyway, because it's still like a full-time grind fest, which is annoying. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think about my story. Give it a thumbs up for my honesty and sharing the pictures and stuff. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon.